As spring comes in, what normally happens is there are more sellers and there are more buyers. Sellers will be still getting very close to original asking price.
Really?
And that's what's been happening. That's the trend that's been happening. Sellers, because it's a seller's market, it's continued to happen. But as the interest rate's going to continue to go up, which they are all the time, continuously going up, it's going to be harder for some people to
afford a
house.
What's going on, guys? This is Rodrigo with Asheville Real Estate News, bringing you another episode. Today we're going to be talking about what's happened here in the Asheville, Hendersonville, Buncombe County, Henderson County area with the first quarter, so January through the end of March. Currently, as we speak right now, it's April 2nd, I believe, or the 3rd. I think it's the 2nd. And we're going to be giving you what's happened. So this episode's coming out second week of April, but it's still going to be up to date as best as possible. I'm here with Elena Kovrigan with Coldwell Bankers, and we're going to be talking numbers. And just, if you have any questions, or if you disagree with something, or if you have an opinion on what these numbers mean and which direction they're headed, just let us know. We'd love to interact with you about that. In the meantime, Elena, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Almost, yes.
I know I practiced a couple times off camera. I still couldn't get it correctly.
It's okay. It kind of sounds foreign, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Well, I'm a Fonador, so I think there's people I've worked with like 4 years, and they still spell my last name incorrectly. Yeah. So kind of comes with the territory at times.
Can't blame you.
Yeah. So, but where are you from? You from Asheville?
I am not. As you can hear from my accent, I am not exactly from Asheville. I've been here for 14 years, so by some standards it makes me local, but really I'm not. I am from Russia.
Okay.
Western Siberia, to be exact.
Wow, so cold winters, right?
Cold winters, yes.
And is there a story about how Asheville became home, or?
Russian speaking community is a huge part of Asheville and Buncombe County. There's a lot of Russian-speaking people, and it was easier to get established and settle in and get help and all these great things. I was an exchange student when I first came here and decided to
stick around
and find what it is that I love to do.
Fair enough. And what you love to do today is real estate. So how did you end up in real estate, or why did you decide that this was going to be, your pursuit?
I feel like I've always wanted to do or to be involved in my own business and not work for somebody, although I did take a different path. I went through school and I was working as an x-ray tech, and then I just decided to
start from scratch
because really that's, I think, what I wanted to do. From the very beginning, I wanted to have my own business, and real estate has been something that I wanted to do for a while. I just wasn't brave enough many years ago. So here I am.
So I'm going to put you on the spot though for a second. Was there something that happened to make you feel brave enough to like go into this field?
Yes.
Was there
Yes, actually, that's a good question. I had a baby, and as crazy as it sounds, when you have a baby, it changes your brain and it makes you want to be better and pursue better things for yourself and for your family. And I just thought, if not now, then never. And I'm just going to do it.
Pull the trigger and
Pull the trigger.
Awesome.
And I'm not saying I'm doing it for the baby, for my son, but for me, my husband, my family, for all of us.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. It's always interesting to know like what's the trigger points of why we do the things we do. So awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Now, talking about sharing. So obviously the first quarter's happened of 2018 so far. And have there been any surprises in your opinion as far as maybe of what's happened or what hasn't happened?
There were not a whole lot of surprises. We just watching the market and what's happening in Asheville, Buncombe County as whole, and Henderson County. It kind of goes along the same paths. Inventories keep staying low.
Right.
That's not a shocker to anybody. If we look at, for example, in Asheville, we have, compared to last year, we have 553 homes for sale. And
so is that currently, as of right now, there's 553 homes on the market?
In
Asheville city limits. Okay.
compared to 516 single-family homes
last year at
of
this
last
time.
year. Yes,
Okay.
so it's a little better, but not significantly better. It's still an extremely seller market, not a balanced market.
No,
by no means.
What would make it a balanced market? What would that number need to be for this to be a balanced market?
We would need to have the same number of sellers and the same number of buyers to have it a balanced market. And the way things go you can kind of look at what's happening in the mortgage industry. The interest rates go up, continue to go up. We are, let's see, last year, about this time, it was 4.1%. This year, it is 4.4%. So they continue to go up. And what's going to happen is that the higher the interest rates, the pool of buyers will shrink because they're not going to be able to afford to buy houses. So the number of buyers will shrink. The number of sellers will grow. And that way, we're going to have a balanced market.
Okay.
Right now we have seller's market in Asheville.
Which if you're wanting to sell, which is great, right?
And this is the time to sell it, definitely. Springtime is...
As long as you're not trying to buy something here, though, right? Because if you sell in Asheville right now, trying to find something in Asheville is going to kind of...
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
That is why it's very crucial to be prepared. And that's what I tell all my clients and customers. If you're looking to buy and if your time frame is within the next 3-4 months, you need to be ready. You need to have your pre-approval letter. You need to have your finances ready.
Right.
All that.
So that way you know what's happening. And you can make moves. Okay. Well, let's just talk about some of the basic stats. So right now let's start with Asheville. So how many, could you give us an idea of what the average price point for a house has been this year?
Let's take a look. The average sales price right now.
This is in Asheville, right?
In Asheville, North Carolina. That's median. The average is $382,589.
Wow.
Which is...
So it's gone up, though, from last year.
9.6% higher than from last year. Yeah,
wow.
It's higher than last year. So house prices going up.
Okay.
They're not going down.
Wow. That's and what's the average square footage? Is that something we're able to pull up?
Let's see. Square footage. Well, this is a single family. Let's look if it's going to give us... Okay, well... It might not, but we'll just have to look at specific square footage range and take a look.
So average price is $382,000 in some.
In Asheville.
How long is it taking to sell your house right now this past
days on the
months?
Market? 53 days in Asheville, which is 1.9% higher than last year, same time last year.
So it's taking a little bit longer.
Just, 1 day longer. It's still, if you look historically, 2 years ago, it was 79 days.
Wow. So, and when you're looking at days on market, sorry to cut you off there, but are we talking about when it first goes under contract or when it actually closes and you get your check in your hand?
No, this is when it goes under contract. List to close, hold on. Why is it not? Okay. List to close is 74 days, meaning from the time the house goes on the market.
And it officially sells.
And when people get a check, yes. When it closed and when it turns over to the next owner. So it's 71 days compared to 73 days last year.
Right.
So it's still a little quicker time turnover.
And what would those numbers look like if we're talking county, Buncombe County?
Buncombe County as whole, let's see. Over there. Okay. List to close is 75 days compared to 78 days last year, the same time last year. So a little shorter time still. Historically, it's the shortest that it's been. If we look at the line compared to and look at 10 years, for example.
Wow.
In June 2011, it was 134 days.
And it's just been going down since then.
It's been going down, yeah.
Okay.
So the houses are, as you may hear this expression, flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Good house comes on the market, meaning, and by good, price, location, all the features, and, condition of the house.
You'd expect right now.
Right.
So before we transition into talking about Henderson County, when we're talking about having, can you just throw out any house, and you referenced this a little bit, can I throw out any house right now on the market and it's going to sell as long as it passes like an inspection, or what's your opinion on that? Like, how nice does a house need to be to really sell quickly?
A lot of people, compared to 10 years ago, for example, that's what I hear from a lot of agents who've been around for a while. Also, 10 years ago, people were willing to go extra length and renovate the house. Right. And nowadays, people are busy. They want to move in and have the house ready.
They don't want to do anything.
They don't want to do. I mean, not to say that there are no people like that. There are still people looking for a deal, right. And that might be an option. But people tend to want to move in ready house, and so that they don't have to do much.
Right. So then you're saying the norm is most of the houses right now, to be competitive, have to be pretty much move-in ready?
Move-in ready. To be competitive, they need to be priced well.
Okay.
They can be pretty much in any condition. If the price is right, it's going to go. But that's the problem, how to figure out. That's why, a lot of for sale by owners struggle to come up with that,
right.
How to position a house in the market. And that's where
what they
we
can
as
do,
real estate agents can help.
Absolutely.
And shorten the amount of time that house is on the market, because the longer house stays on the market, it becomes a stale property, meaning that, the longer, like, for example, the house is on the market for 90 days or 120 days, and people start thinking, well, what is wrong with this house?
Even if there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Even if there's nothing wrong, if it's just overpriced.
Absolutely. No, that's something that can always happen. Well, what about Henderson County?
Let's look.
It'd be interesting to see, would you prefer to be buying or selling a house in Henderson County or in Buncombe County right now? From a professional standpoint, right? Not personal. If you're going to have helping a client buy a house or sell a house,
you got to look at the market. And this was a little surprising to me when I looked. Median days on the market in Henderson County were even shorter, or average days on the market, than in Asheville.
So they're shorter. The houses are flying off the shelf faster.
Faster, yes.
Wow. Okay.
But it's it's not completely. It's Henderson County is a little different market. They kind of mimic each other, Buncombe and Henderson, right. But still it's a little different. And it's just personal preference. Asheville is so popular. We have so many people moving into the area from all over the country.
Right, yeah.
People want to be where everyone else is, apparently.
No, it makes a lot of sense. So where do you see things going the next 3 months? So this time in July, days on market continue to go down, prices continue to go up, so they're going to level off.
As spring comes in, what normally happens is there are more sellers and there are more buyers also. Although in the this past winter we had plenty of buyers, still not enough sellers. Prices will probably continue to go up. The average days on the market I'd say that it's not going to go down that much, but it's still going to be pretty low. And sellers will be still getting very close to original asking price.
Really?
And that's what's been happening. That's the trend that's been happening. Sellers, because it's a seller's market, it's continued to happen. But as the interest rate's going to continue to go up, which they are all the time, continuously going up, it's going to be harder for some people to
afford the
house.
Yeah.
You're not just looking at the, how much down payment you need and how much this and that. When they're looking at interest rates, you're looking at your monthly payments, and that's what's going to be a problem for some people, because they're going to go up. Yeah,
so I'm a big believer in manufactured housing. I think mobile homes, double wides have a really good, they're a really key piece to the puzzle here, to provide good quality housing to people.
Well, and affordable.
Exactly. So,
especially in this area.
Have you seen anything in what you do on your day-to-day where you've seen that to be true, or maybe I don't know if you even have experience with, I know every agent kind of has different niche areas that they focus on or specialties that they like to live in.
I didn't really work with a lot of manufactured homes, but I do agree that this is the way to have some sort of affordable housing, especially in this market.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's on fire.
Yeah.
And manufactured homes are more affordable for sure. A lot of people are looking, even on my website, they're looking for houses that are 200 and under.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. So you're seeing the 200 and under price point to be very active?
A lot of interest in that because that's what, and I see a lot of comments when the people say locals cannot afford to live in Asheville anymore, which is kind of sad, but it is true. For a lot of people, it's not a very affordable.
The numbers don't add up?
It's not a very affordable place, for what people make and I guess what the housing market does to prices. It's
an interesting dynamic for sure. So you see this active sellers market continuing then across the board, Henderson County, Buncombe County?
It's going to level out.
For a while? But when? When's it going to level out? Do we have a prediction?
It's going to take a while,
okay.
I think, because we're not in extreme sellers market, but we're in a very strong sellers market. So it's just going to depend on how fast and how high the interest rate is going to go up, and that's what's going to determine affect this too.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, thanks so much for letting us know what's going on. I did not know about the Hendersonville. I would have not thought that Hendersonville would have had lower days on market than Asheville.
Well, it went down a lot. The days on the market went down significantly more from the year prior.
Right.
Compared to Asheville.
But it's still lower than Asheville now, right?
Let's look.
Or did I misunderstand that?
Well, in Henderson County, it's 63 days.
Okay.
Average days on the market. I think I looked at Asheville, not Buncombe County. It's 58. So Asheville or Buncombe County still wins.
But not by much.
But the trend, if you look at the trend in Asheville, in Buncombe County, it's the same number as last year.
Right.
In Henderson County, it's less.
It's a lower number. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting to see what happens, see what trends happen and carry out throughout the year then.
I mean, I think that's how it's going to go. The market has to level up at some point. It cannot be, it's going to be pretty hard to be in just a seller's market for everyone. Not for everyone, but for buyers.
Yeah. Well, it's just, but something like that doesn't happen forever, right?
Right. And that's what, the way they regulate the inflation is by raising interest rates, and they do it for their reasons, and that's going to level out the housing market or the...
Absolutely. Well, if somebody has specific questions about their house or anything like that, or if they're thinking about buying or selling, is there a best way for somebody? I know you hang out on Instagram a lot, which is where we connected.
Yes.
And I know you put out a lot of good content, but is that the best way to connect with you, or?
Instagram, Facebook, or my website, nestingdollsrealty.com. I have a link. It's called Sell. And when you go there, it takes you to, you just put your address and it goes to me, and I put a nice little comparative market analysis and send it your way. Okay.
That's just information about what it could sell for in theory and,
Well, just like a regular comparative market analysis, I try to find comps. It's hard because there's not enough inventory, so there's not enough comps to do your analysis, but I do my best, and that's the best way to connect with me.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let us know if you've got somebody who's curious or you've had a conversation with somebody recently about what's happening in the market. Tag him, share this with your friends, let them know. And as a side note, don't forget, sign up for our newsletter. We've got some great content rolling out on it. I'll give you a recap of what's happened, what's to come. Our first episode just went out earlier last week, so just stay tuned for that. And stay plugged in with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. All right, y'all, take care.
Like, if I say something, you're going to cut it out, right?